Oh boy, a lot of things changed this month. Let's go over everything and kind of go more behind the scenes than normal. Hey everyone, Eagle Falcon here, and welcome to State of the Stream, a monthly update as to how things are going behind the scenes, personal life, and you know, kind of where I'm at in my headspace. I kind of started doing this back in the day to I'm trying to think of the right word for this. It was more to just keep everyone in the loop as I was taking downtime. Now I'm trying to get back into the swing of things of doing this more often, especially since my own work life. It's stressful, and quite frankly, after I get done with a long day's work, I don't like talking about it a whole lot, especially right now. So first things first, for a little bit of backstory, I own a business. I own a small dry cleaners that also operates as a commercial laundry plant out in Wauwatosa, which is about a 40-minute drive from where I'm at currently, which sucks. You know, it just is what it is. The business has been struggling and is now in dire straits. It has been suffering greatly. And part of the reason being an issue I can't really talk about a whole lot, but basically a big company that was a customer of ours owes us a lot of money. And we are on the brink of having to sue them. We have been trying to avoid suing them because suing them means that 30% of what they owe would become lawyers' fees. And we have a strong case for going after them. We have a very strong case. I can't go into the details of it because it is a legal procedure and all that. But yeah, it's been absurdly stressful. I've had to go through and document down my entire daily routine back when I was a driver and not the business owner. I've had to go through and document all of my employees' interactions with people that worked with that company. And by worked with that company, I mean like service them as employees of ours. And it's been a massive nightmare, and it has actually gotten in the way of a lot of stuff I want to do behind the scenes for streaming. On top of that, this last month, we had the massive scare that Stream Elements, the system we use for our alerts, might be shutting down. They actually looked like they were in even more dire straits than my own work, and are on the verge of closing their doors. They have recently, as of I'm recording this on the 30th of May. I know this is gonna air on, I think, June 5th. Yeah, June 5th is when this State of the Stream is gonna air, because I try to do all my YouTube videos on Fridays, but I digress. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Oh, geez. That's what I get for doing this right after eating breakfast. They say they're not going to shut down. They said they have found a partner to work with, but have not disclosed at the time of this recording who that partner is. If there is an update as to who it is, I'll try to go ahead and add it in, in post. But, besides that, I mean, we had the scare for a bit that we'd lose our only stream alert system, and for those who don't know, we use a company called Nerd or Die from way back in the day for all our overlays. So like this one is by Nerd or Die. I customized it a little bit. My alerts are from Nerd or Die. I customize those a bit. That's the nice thing about Nerd or Die's stuff. They leave a lot to be customized, so you can just take their stuff and make it your own, which is, very nice. I've used them for a very long time. I actually really should try to apply to be an affiliate of theirs, because I do give them quite a lot of free advertising, but I digress. That's what I've always used. Their stuff, however, since they were one of the OGs in this fancy alerts game, their stuff only works with Stream Elements and Streamlabs. Someone has made a tool to export alerts from Stream Elements into streamer.bot. And right now, even though the super ultra fancy bot that I use is called Firebot, I'm very strongly considering switching to streamer.bot for our super fancy bot, solely because if Stream Elements does go down, or it turns out their partner is someone that I find absolutely deplorable and don't want to affiliate with them in any way, shape, or form, you know, I'd rather go ahead and be able to have that power on my own. And something like a streamer.bot that, you know, runs locally, you're not beholden to another company, is very, very, very attractive. So I might be going down that route, although it does mean yet another bot shift, which I am not looking forward to, because we have something like 40 some sound effect alerts that are all powered through our own local bot, which means recoding all of those commands by hand again. Sigh. But who knows? Maybe it's the right way to do it, because there are a couple of things I couldn't do on Firebot. Like one of the things being, we used to have a command called !SFX. It would just give you every single SFX command, show everything that's available to you. We can't do that on Firebot. There's no way to do it without just making a command by hand that just includes every single SFX command. It's not dynamic or anything like that, which is unfortunate. We used to have one that would just update automatically. If I added a command, it would automatically be on the SFX one. What's that? You have one that's unique to only you because you redeemed the old entry SFX thing. It would show up in there. Can't do that on Stream Elements, or on not Stream Elements, Firebot. It's unfortunate. It really is. So maybe I could do something like that on streamer.bot. I don't know. The other thing is that let's actually get back into the whole work thing. One of the things that's actually had to change drastically is that I'm now clocking in roughly 55 hours a week for work. Part of the reason being is that we've had to cut back hours significantly this past month at work because of the problems that we have with because of the income problem right now. So I'm putting in more time. I'm trying to drum up new customers for work. It's been very, very stressful. I've been more and more drained. People have probably noticed that I've just not been like as higher energy as I'd like to be during streams. And it's a lot of the stuff at work that's just been beating me down. It really, really has been. And I really, really don't want to cut back on people's hours. I've actually even taken a couple of weeks now, a by the week pay cut to make sure that we're making payroll and not taking away from our employees. It's been rough. It has been absurdly rough. So, I mean, what's even worse is that I've been trying to find ways to try and make up that revenue. You know, I've been looking at more sponsorship opportunities. We took one last month for God, I can't remember their name now. I am blanking seriously on it. Oh geez, what was it? Oh god, I have to go look it up now. Outplayed. Yeah, we did a sponsor for Outplayed. I'm so sorry I forgot your name, Outplayed. But unfortunately, like, I was going to be transitioning right from Outplayed when I made a little bit of money there. Not much, but a little bit. But, you know, every little bit helps when you're in this sort of thing. I was going to switch straight from that to a VPN sponsorship. Unfortunately, that filled up, and then the next day, all sponsorship offers vanished off Stream Elements because they thought they were in a state of shutting their doors. Even now, there are no available sponsorships from Stream Elements. And on my Twitch page, I also have no available sponsorships. So I have no way to just take a sponsorship, sell out a little bit, and generate funds. Now, Streamlabs had a system to do it. I tried to apply to that. Unfortunately, Streamlabs, and this is one of the reasons why I don't want to go back to Streamlabs. I think Streamlabs is a piece of absolute shit. They force you to go ahead and use their desktop app, which is a titanic piece of shit. And if you want to go ahead and you want to go ahead and use their sponsorship system, you have to do it through their desktop system, and you don't have a choice in the regard. Oh, it is absolutely frustrating. If there is a way to do it without using their tool, they have not said it. I did apply for one through there. That was several weeks ago. Actually, here it even says I applied on May 16th. I'm recording this on May 30th. It's been literally 2 weeks. I'm sorry, not several weeks. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Oh, it's even better. I don't see a way to actually like just get an exposable thing for their assets and whatnot. It's just not there. Rip. Because yeah, I'd love to do it. I'd love to go ahead and take one of these up. Just go ahead, throw a sponsor on the podcast. It's a no-brainer in my book. Easy no-brainer. But I actually lied. They do have a way on their website. I just finally found it to go ahead and apply. I don't see a way to just have a downloadable asset or a Oh, I think I can only apply for one at a time. I think that's my problem right now. I don't see any way to just have a browser extension, or not a browser extension, a browser asset that I can just plop into OBS like I can with Stream Elements. So I think I would have to go ahead and set up a stream through the Streamlabs system, and screw that. Just screw that. So, I mean, like I said, I'm struggling. I am struggling. There's no other way to say it. So, I have been wanting to go ahead and get sub goals back up. There's actually quite a few incentives that I keep putting to the back burner that's like, oh, you know, one day I'd like to get back to this. I know Dragon Quest 8 has been one, doing that post game. There's a couple post games in some other Dragon Quest that I kind of just put off. You know, put a small sub goal on that, try to drive some engagement that way. You know, that'll help. Every little bit will help. And what doesn't help though is the fact that still I can't get direct PayPal donations. That still sucks. For those who don't know, a year ago, a company by the name of TeamViewer refused to respond to my request to close the account, and then tried to charge me for services they are not rendering. I had to go ahead and file I had to go and cancel the transaction so it wouldn't, you know, completely negate my rent. Because it was something like a $600 charge on an account that had 100 in it. And PayPal instead of looking at the credit, the bank reverse charge, and all my things just deemed it, no, it's legit, and you're $600 in the hole. And they've actually sent debt collectors after me after they went ahead and refused to look at at what I feel is an obvious case of fraud. Which, by the way, TeamViewer still has not officially canceled the thing. They refuse to cancel the thing. PayPal will not let me or acknowledge canceling the thing. So if they try to go ahead and take another 600, I've disconnected my bank from PayPal. But if they try to go ahead and go after that and say like, oh, you owe this. No, I freaking don't. It has been infuriating. And by the way, TeamViewer, bunch of fucking parasites. I cannot express my hate towards that company enough for making it so freaking difficult to cancel your fucking service. It is just beyond infuriating. Not only are they astronomically too expensive for what they offer, but to go ahead and try to just keep leeching and not allowing me to cancel the service is absolutely asinine. So I can't take direct. Stream Elements does have their own system for direct pay. They call it like SE Pay, but you know, if they went away, then the only option you have left is PayPal or Venmo. But most streaming services don't let you accept via Venmo. In fact, Streamlabs exclusively only supports PayPal. Cool. Very cool, by the way. So, I mean, the only way I've been able to make any kind of revenue off streaming has been directly through bits and subs through Twitch, because they just pay me directly through a check. Well, it's an e-check, but I digress. So yeah, it's been very, very frustrating, to say the least. Yeah, that's mostly been the frustrating stuff. Twitch also did announce, I'll be talking about this on the podcast too. They announced a bunch of stuff on at the EU TwitchCon. First things first, they announced dual streaming platforms coming next month. Maybe that means the mobile app will absolutely suck less. I don't know why I censored suck. I don't know. I'm frustrated. But in any case, I'll just tell you right now, I don't plan on supporting this. Only because the internet I pay good money for here at my apartment only gives me 35 upload and 1 gigabit down. And it's a cable system, so it's the master hub is like split between all the apartment complexes in the area. So if that thing ever gets overloaded, I'm just hosed. And Spectrum says they're going through a way of upgrading everything, and then they'll be able to offer much better services in the area with much better upload. But until then, this is the best they can do, which is aggravating. I right now can barely stream to YouTube and Twitch, and there's high traffic days that I have to shut down the stream to YouTube, because otherwise it makes both streams suffer because the bandwidth just isn't there. It is incredibly aggravating. So sending out 2 streams to Twitch and 1 to YouTube is not in the cards right now. It just isn't. Maybe down the road we can go ahead and implement something that will let us do this on both YouTube and Twitch, but for now we just can't. 2K streaming, my setup is 1080p based. My monitor is 1080p. My graphic cards, I don't, even though I have a nice custom rig, dual PC setup, by the way. I am super, I love the rig I have currently, but it's not a very high-end rig. The streaming rig only has a 4060 and a not the latest gen Ryzen, but the generation before that, an octa-core CPU there, and the gaming PCs, a hexa-core with a 3060. You know, gaming at 1440p is not really on my cards right now, especially since I don't have an 1440p monitor. So I still plan on being 1080p. And I think that's better for most people's bandwidth, especially if people that are watching on mobile. They also announced they're launching a midstream summary. This is just using the power of AI to go ahead and put a bunch of BS into the chat. If you just joined to try and pick up where the thing launched, this is just blatantly copying what YouTube has, and the thing YouTube has is comically bad. I'll just tell you that right now. It is hilariously bad. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It does not work very well at all. So, you know, that'll be funny to watch fail. This one I actually am excited with. Starting next week, which by the time this airs, this will be this week, they're rolling out the ability to enhance community generated clips. This will start the ability to add captions to your community clips automatically. You'll be able to edit the text, timing, and style of the captions on your clips, so they're optimized for viewers in watching without sound, with sound off. I'm excited about the clip system getting updated, because like right now, my chat doesn't do clips. They just don't. It doesn't help at all that I have my own clip button. Maybe I'll do a video on how I do my clips if people are actually interested in that sort of thing, because I do like the setup I've got, because it gives me full control over everything. It's actually really, really nice. But I think because of that, a lot of people don't do clips, which it is what it is. Starting in June, we'll show a sorted list of the best clips of your stream at the top of your stream summary, so you can step through them and quickly share ones you like to your stories and create a feed, kind of like a highlight reel. I don't use stories at all because I don't know what to do with it. I might actually start doing Twitch stories if this actually becomes a thing. What I do need to look at is there a way for, I wonder if there's a way that I could make it so that my clip button that I use to just record the last however many seconds on my stuff automatically takes a clip of what's going on in Twitch. So it automatically makes a Twitch clip in addition to saving the footage for me to make a real clip later. Which, by the way, I know I have been super exhausted on Mondays. There is a very high chance, because I have to break more bad news to the crew. Well, actually, it doesn't matter, because this is going to air after that Monday. Ha! So, actually, it doesn't even matter whether I do it. I do plan on doing Stream Maintenance Mondays again. I really do want to. I've just been so exhausted. It has just been an absolute nightmare. What can you do, though? What can you do? Okay, there is a thing that there is a thing within Stream Deck that lets me create a Twitch clip automatically. So maybe that's a thing we work on during a Stream Maintenance Monday. Editing the clip button on my Stream Deck to do that as well. It'd be nice. Anyway, they'll soon be launching Mythic trains, so Twitch does this thing that if enough support's given within a certain time frame, my settings are set very low because, you know, we only, God, lately we have shrunk severely. We used to be like average a dozen. We're lucky if we get up to a dozen lately. It's been sad. It really has been. But it does mean that rare hype trains will, but it means that if support's given rapidly during a time, a hype train begins, which means people who continue to support during it increase levels and unlock emotes for everyone. A mythic train will be a hype train that unlocks golden versions of global emotes such as PogChamp, Cool Cat, or Whatface. This used to also include the Kappa, which can be used across all of Twitch for 24 hours. It's neat. It's neat. Also excited to announce they're partnering with Giphy, and soon higher tier subscribers, tier 2 and tier 3, will be able to add GIFs in chat. This might be a bad idea. Like, I think I've seen porn within Giphy. So, I mean, that might be a problem. We'll see how that goes. Also experimenting with a new gift them all sub feature that lets users gift subscription to all followers who are watching live up to 1,000 sub gifts at once. That is terrifying. That you can hit a button and possibly spend up to $5,000 at once in this economy. That is insane. Look. I like the idea. You need to let people, like, when they hit the button, have a prompt that says, what's the max? Or a prompt saying, warning, this is gonna use this amount instantly. Like, I don't know. That could be terrifying. Oh, apparently it does show the amount, like, right off the bat, so maybe. Also Twitch is going ahead, this doesn't affect me at all, but they're changing how they're doing payments in Europe, which means no longer any currency conversions, which means you're not losing fees in that regard. Neat. And that's pretty much it from there. Not a whole lot that affects us, but like right now the state of the stream is not great. I have been exhausted because of how the way work has been lately. The only day I can work on YouTube videos like this one is on the weekend, and I still stream on the weekend. So yeah, I mean, things have been exhausting to say the least. That is the long and short of it. I mean, I wish there was better things for me to talk about. I really do. But all I can do right now is keep working myself harder. Try to make sure that work doesn't collapse, because then I have no income as opposed to some income. Because I mean, if the business goes under, I owe a significant amount of money, and I fear the only way I'd be able to pay that off, more than likely, is that I would have to go back to school, apply for a Class A CDL, as opposed to the Class C I had. And yeah, go OTR, which is unfortunately, you know, a very, very tiring and exhausting profession. But I don't have a whole lot of other options right now. And I of course I'm going to look for others, of course. I mean, there's plenty of things I could do. I do have other computer certifications. You know, I'm no longer Cisco certified. I have to go and retake the test for that. Probably the same with my Apple cert that I used to have, my A plus cert, all that sort of stuff. I'd have to go probably reapply for that. I haven't looked into that sort of stuff in a long time. For all I know, some of those certs don't even apply anymore. But it's all like scary stuff I've had to start considering because life has been nightmarish. There's no other way to really describe it. It has been very, very hard. But I mean, I'd say this much. If I had to go trucking, the unfortunate thing is that I've kind of joked before about how, like, oh yeah, if I went ahead and got back into driving, you know, just go ahead and plant this up, get a laptop in the other seat and get that charged and go ahead and do truck driving streams. Oh my god. And then chat to people with TTS. And you know, there's like a whole way on how to drive and stream safely, and I know how to do that as, you know, a professional driver. You got to make sure you have no access to chat. You can't let that be a temptation at all. You'd have to have some kind of cheap way for people to communicate to you via TTS. You'd have to have some sort of way to like auto mod it so people don't just say things like you know, racial slurs or blatant words, you know, that sort of thing, right? Like, I know how to do that. The problem is now so many people have fucked it up for the rest of us that a lot of states now have banned streaming and driving. Like Illinois, you just can't do it. If I was pulled over and caught with that kind of equipment and any of it was on or even could be just being on, you'd get a citation on the spot. Wisconsin is debating passing legislation like that. That's just deemed too dangerous because too many people went ahead and just put their phone into a carrier on the window, and I've done that too, but don't have anything that does TTS so that you can hear it without reading the chat, and they just end up ruining for everyone. Like, IRL streaming right now is a cesspit. It used to be neat. It used to be a way of like live vlogging and sharing unique experiences with the world. Now it's just a way to with people, and people go ahead and like commit crimes on using IRL streaming. Freaking people like Johnny Somali, who are now facing he's not. No, how much did he get? He got like not even a year, didn't he? He got like 6 months, I think, in prison for his nonsense on top of major fines. But he also had to spend 2 years in litigation, unable to leave Korea and unable to earn any money. So he had to be a bum for 2 years before then being sent to prison for 6 months. Lol. Or maybe it was 2 years. I don't know. I know that right now he appealed, which means now he's going to be stuck in the legal system even longer, on a legal system that intentionally moves very, very slowly. And his prosecutor appealed for a greater punishment. Whew. Man, that's been a fun downfall to watch, not gonna lie. But people like him have ruined any kind of concept of, say, like a truck driver do truck driving streams. It's just been absolutely ruined. It's unfortunate. It really, really is. So like, if I had to go into truck driving, I think that would be the end of me streaming. Because like, even during my downtime, like there's no way I could have like, say, a big XLR mixer and a good arm mic like the one I'm using, and a decent computer. Well, I mean, like, they make good laptops. I'd have to go and buy like a high-end full workstation laptop, one that's even more powerful than what I got right now, and use that for streaming. It's hard to fit all of that into the sleeper of a semi. Like, you just can't do it, because you have to fit all of that on top of your fridge, your microwave, and just something for entertainment during your downtime, because you're living in that thing. You're living in basically a, like, what, a 36 square foot basically little apartment in the back of your truck when you're on the road. Ugh. Space is at an extreme premium for the truck drivers. You want to show appreciation for anyone, it is the people who drive cross country here in the US to make sure your shelves are stocked. That's who you really need to show appreciation for out there. You know, and your first responders and all that, of course. But I'll tell you what, of the people who deserve credit and deserve to get some kind of recognition but don't, the truck drivers, for sure. But that's the state of the stream. I wish it was more cheerful, more peppy, and more uplifting, but it's not. That's just the reality of things. All I can do is just hope that next month is better. I have better news. And, you know, I mean, the thing is that, like, even though things look bleak at work, things can turn around like that. Okay. We get the money that's owed to us by this company I can't talk about. That'd be a huge windfall that would put us well into the positives, and we'd be able to live on that for a decent amount of time. We'd be able to go ahead and we could go ahead and pick up, you know, either one really big customer corporately, a bunch of smaller. Oh, that's the other thing I need to worry about as far as work too. We do take private over-the-counter or personal over-the-counter orders. There is a company moving into our area called CD One Price. They're moving into West Dallas, into our Wauwatosa area, South Milwaukee itself, and kind of scattering all over the area. They have one plant and a whole bunch of what we refer to in the business as dry shops, meaning that they don't have equipment to actually do the work. All the work is then shipped out to their plant in West Dallas, and that's all done there. And all they're doing is that they are cleaning there. They're just running it through big industrial dry cleaning and washing machines. And then they're putting on hangers and then just like throwing them through a steam tunnel to finish them. And they're calling that pressing, which it's not. It's not. But because they're going ahead and taking this ultra cheap approach, they are charging like rock bottom prices. And I do fear that's gonna eat into our over-the-counter business pretty significantly. I'm not too worried about that. I mean, I am, because I can't afford to lose much more in customer-wise. I fear more for all the other smaller dry cleaners in the area. There's plenty of little mom and pop operations in our area that all they do is over-the-counter dry cleaning. They don't do any commercial stuff like we do. So I don't know how they're going to survive. They can't compete with CD on price. They just can't. And if people just want good enough and they don't want, you know, the pristine pressing, and some of them I know, the presser they have on site is not good. Like, we have gotten customers from some of our local competitors going like, you just press better. I don't know how they're going to survive. I just don't. And that's, you know, that's tragic for them, because that's small family businesses. They've run those shops for decades, and I think they might just get completely choked out by this this CD one price megacorp. Well, not really a megacorp. I don't know how big they are. I know they're based in Illinois, and they have like a bunch of shops down there. So I mean, we'll see how that goes, but that's another thing that's also very, very concerning. And I do kind of feel bad for some of our other local competitors, because they're going to be hurt by that way more than us, and we're already hurting. But anyway, that's it for the state of the stream. Thank you for listening to my ramblings as far as how things are streaming. You can catch me on Twitch and here on YouTube. Twitch at twitch.tv/EagleFalcon. I stream on YouTube every day but Monday and Friday. On Twitch, we do stream every day but Friday. Monday on Twitch, we do what we call Stream Maintenance Monday, where we just work on stuff behind the scenes and take viewer suggestions for features to implement, and we just kind of casually shoot the shit, you know, that sort of thing. In fact, we'll probably be working on possibly the switch to streamer.bot then, or at least looking into streamer.bot to see if that is something that is worth doing. But in any case, take care. I hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.